Let's see if I can film this video without getting interrupted. I'm still figuring out a little like mantra or slogan to say because I really don't know what to say. So this is my unfinished storage room. As you can see, there's a lot that needs to be done, and I actually have some paint swatches in the back, but we'll get to that later. I just wanted to start by saying how happy I am with the progress of the room. Even though it's been a very slow process, I feel like we're making lots of strides towards the finish line, and that's a good thing. The first thing I wanted to get into is talking about what we've done so far to the room. And although it may not seem like much, we've actually had some big issues while getting things done. And so one of the first things we did was take out everything that was in this room, because as you know, this used to be a storage room before. So it was filled with trash. Not trash, but things that we haven't used in a long time. Items that we really didn't use, cabinets, like very old creaky cabinets that we are actually in the process of selling. We also bought and installed the light fixture, and then my father, I'm sorry Dad, proceeded to, I guess, break the breaker, if that makes any sense. So now there's no electricity, voltage, whatever the terminology is, flowing through those wires, and so we have no light fixture. Oh, and like half the room, by the way. So like one half works and then the other half is just, it doesn't work. We also patched the walls, and then we sanded them, and then the wall behind me here, there was like a huge mold stain, and all I did was put Clorox on it, wipe it down really hard to remove those stains, and then I primed it. If you want to watch that video, I'll link it down below so that you guys can take a look at what I did there. We've also taken down the tile trimmings around the room, and we're obviously going to install new ones, but before I do that, I want to put down the floor, which is actually going to be happening this weekend. So about 3 days from now, hopefully, I'm really like praying that he comes in, because recently we've had a lot of people that were gonna come in to help us, including with the electricity, with the cabinets, and with the floor, and they just kept flaking, postponing, or just straight up not answering the phone. Okay, so backtrack before I get into the paint. So with the room, I actually wanted to go with like a light beige with like pink undertones, but then when I went to Home Depot, I saw this pink and I was like, oh, it looks light, it looks, you know, very flirty, I like it, and I bought a gallon of it. And then when I got home and, you know, we started like getting everything out, and we started kind of priming the walls, getting them prepped to paint on, I started looking at the paint bucket and I was like, wow, this kind of looks really pink. And I don't know, I think it's gonna be pretty pink. I was kind of questioning the paint a little bit. I was like, I think it's gonna be too dark for the room, especially for the kind of furniture that I want to get and the kind of color scheme that I want in the room. So as you can see over my shoulder, I tried to swatch the paint on the wall, and then I realized that yes, in fact, it was way too pink. It's a beautiful color nonetheless, but it's just way too pink for the kind of color that I was originally going for. And so that's one of the reasons why I had to take a trip back to Home Depot. And I thought, well, instead of buying wallpaper, why don't I just buy like small quarts of paint that match with the aesthetic of my room, and kind of do my own wall and make my own design on the wall. And so that's exactly what I did. And I'm actually super excited for it. I got super excited about it because I was like, man, that huge gallon is gonna be a waste of paint. So I was like, what can I do to still use that paint and also incorporate maybe another color or like a different shade of pink And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna test it out. I'm gonna buy like other colors and then see how that flows with my idea and with the room and the design and stuff like that. So another issue was the ceiling. The problem with the ceiling is that the primer is not attaching to whatever kind of thing was put on it before, and it's peeling. The ceiling is peeling. And no, I didn't mean to write it, but yes, it in fact is literally peeling. My dad is gonna go ahead and scrape the ceiling out, and then he's gonna go over it with the primer again. And I already have the paint for the ceiling, and so that's that. I don't feel like I'm being too, I forget the word. And I just heard it like yesterday. What's that word? Another thing that I did when I went to Home Depot was I bought white spray paint. And the reason why I bought white spray paint is because this window behind me is not going to be black anymore. It's going to be white because it will match with this door over here. That door behind me is going to be a French door, and it's gonna come in white. And I didn't want like a black and white kind of thing. Like I wanted everything to look cohesive. And my original idea was to keep this window black and then paint the French door black, because my light fixture is black and I'm also gonna have black accents throughout the room. But then I told that to my dad and he totally flipped on me, and yeah, that was like a whole conversation, or should I say argument. So yeah, so I'm gonna end up painting the window white, and then I'm going to do the vent white as well. I'm gonna retouch it because right now it's kind of faded and it's really ugly, and I don't like ugly. I like everything to look neat and put together. So yeah, I think I've gone through all the list of items that are going to be happening this week in this room as I am speaking to you. I mentioned this before, and the most annoying thing that frustrates me, I think it's about to become my pet peeve. Like it's like this close from becoming my pet peeve. When people make excuses, like that is my pet peeve, because I don't like that, apart from know-it-alls. Contractors and people that we've called, that we've asked them to do favors for us and that we'll pay them and stuff like that, they just keep flaking on us, and it's really annoying because I have a timeline of like when I want to finish this, okay? Like I'm not playing around. I know that they're busy and that they have things to do, and like, yeah, I get it, but at the same time, like, don't tell us that you're gonna come and then you're gonna help us and then not pull up. Like I'm trying to finish the room. It does feel like this room is changing at a very slow pace, but my favorite analogy, and it literally just like popped into my head, was the metamorphosis of a butterfly. It takes a while for a caterpillar to turn into a butterfly, and it goes through many stages, and so I feel like this room is morphing into a beautiful butterfly. A way of me being positive. I don't know how positive or how much more positive I could have been at that moment, but I do believe that this room is going to morph into something beautiful, and I can't wait to dress it up and to own it and to be in here and just enjoy it, because that's what I've been wanting for like 3 years. That's another reason why I'm like not too worried about why it's taking so long, and we're only like halfway through the month, and so I'm not too worried about it, but I do have to put pressure, because if I don't, then nothing gets done. And one of my goals is, after the guy comes in to install the floor on Saturday, is to have the entire room painted, everything, like even the accent wall painted. I'm thinking by like next next weekend, or like starting midweek next week, we can start putting up the cabinets and like measuring it out, putting up the counter, and finalizing that. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is go out and buy the furniture, so that'll probably be included in next week's video, not this one coming up. I don't know yet, but stay tuned for that because that is also coming up. That's my goal for this weekend coming up, and that'll probably be up in the next video. But if you want to see next week's video, make sure to like and subscribe, and as always, leave a comment because I always want to know what you guys are thinking. And it's kind of fun to see like your opinions about things because yeah, people are super opinionated, as am I. I'm not gonna lie. Shameless plug, it's also my favorite part of remodeling rooms. I love interior designing. I always had like this dream. I mean, we all like kind of switch our careers as we get older. Like at first I wanted to be a vet, and then I couldn't stand seeing animals in pain or dying, and then I wanted to be a teacher, and I had like this whiteboard in my room, and I set up all my stuffed animals around me, and I would like take attendance, and I would talk to my stuffed animals like if they were my students. So much imagination. As kids, like I feel like we feel invincible and like we feel like we're capable of anything, and then we grow up and we hit like this certain stage in our lives, and then we kind of like stop feeling that way. Like something just dies inside of us, and that's kind of like really sad and kind of depressing. Apart from all the other careers that I wanted to be, one of the biggest ones that I actually contemplated going to school for and actually studying and kind of like starting my own business was interior designing. And so I hope that this shines in my own room, and I hope that I make like a really big impression on myself, on everyone that I know and that's gonna come in this room and spend time here with me. And also for you guys, I realize that you guys don't really know me, and I feel like with this video you guys are kind of getting to know me a little bit, which is great. But at the same time, like I have a lot of thoughts in here, and I don't always express them, and so I hope that I can express it with this room and actually do my best work here because it's needed. I need that. Okay, so we're manifesting right now. Let's take like 5 minutes to manifest. I think that's it for this video. I think, yeah, we should end it on the manifestation note. I think we should definitely take like 5 minutes after watching this video to kind of manifest everything that you want. I'm gonna bring some incense and I'm gonna light it, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna manifest, and I think it's gonna be fun. I'm actually getting goosebumps because this is fun. I'm gonna add links of all the videos that I talked about in the description below. I'm also gonna add my social media in the description, and I also did a blog post about it on my website, so you can go check that out as well in the description below. Thank you guys for watching my YouTube video, and as always, I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm so happy that you enjoyed it. And as always, just like, subscribe, and comment below. I brought my lighter. We're gonna manifest! Woo! Take 5 minutes and just kind of mentally think about what it is you want to manifest and what it is you want to achieve this year. I mean, it's all about goals, so let's get right to it. I don't know if you can see the smoke, but yeah, let's go ahead and just kind of say our manifestations. Really believe in them, kind of embrace them, whether they're big, whether they're scary, and regardless of the situation, know that you're strong enough to get through it. And yeah, so close your eyes and